Hey, it's Shel Anderson from Shel's Creative Corner and Shel Anderson Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I'd like to thank you for joining me tonight at Stamp with Shel. We are going to have a play tonight with a fabulous bunch of stamp sets. I've got 3 for us tonight. The first one is from the January to June catalog, the Dragonfly Garden, and that is paired with the coordinating punch. So we're going to use that bundle. And I've pulled a couple of other ones here. I've pulled the Framed for You. That's on page 26 of the annual catalog. And I've chosen the Lovely You stamp set. I think I might use one of these greetings. And this is part of a bundle as well, but I just chose the stamp set. So we are going to get busy playing with that tonight. And I've chosen a couple of really different ink colors. I've chosen Misty Moonlight and Cinnamon Cider. Our card base tonight is Misty Moonlight, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then our art panel, oops, wrong one, is a 3 3/4 by 5. And I have some gorgeous copper foil, and that is 1.5 by 5. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that's going to be 1 1/4 by 5. And I have some scrap white, some scrap vellum. And I have punched out a few of the dragonflies in copper. So I'm going to grab my stamp apparatus, and we are going to try something different tonight. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. I want to stamp my dragonfly in, I'm going to use this guy here because his center is darker. And once again, I need my take your pick tool because we're stuck to the case. All right, I want to stamp him. Oh, I've got the wrong one. Yes, I do. I want this guy. I want to stamp him on vellum with the blue ink, but I want him to be, I want to color the back side of this is what I want to try to do. I don't know if it's going to work. Like I said, I've never tried it. Just an idea I had, and I thought, well, we'll never know till we try it. So you guys are just along for the journey. You'll see if it works or if it's a total flop. So there we have him stamped, and it's going to take him a while to dry on that vellum. So what I'm going to do, aside from sitting here waving it, is sit it aside. And we are going to continue on with the rest of our stamping. Let me get a cloth and clean this off. And hopefully by the time we're ready to use him, he will be dry. All right. We can actually put the stamp apparatus away for now. And no, we can't. I need to stamp a greeting. That would be helpful. Now there's some fabulous greetings in here as well, but I kind of wanted something a little big and scripty. I'm going to choose this one here. Love is what makes us family. I think that is a really, really good greeting. So we'll get that peeled off the case, and it'll go nice across the front of this. So this is going to be our greeting banner, and I'm going to put it off to one side because I want to make sure that I save room for my dragonfly. All right, so I'm going to put that there, something like so, and we will put that in the center. Man, oh man, is that ever crooked? Let's try that again. A little bit down on this end. I think that's correct. We'll give it a whirl and see. Once again, I'm using the Misty Moonlight ink. And I'm going to stamp it twice, so it's going to really be darker. I find when you stamp this twice, it's more like Night of Navy. But that's okay. All right. We have our greeting bar. Now I need to put this on here like so. And I don't normally do this, but I'm going to use tape runner, and I'll tell you why. I am looking for my tape runner. I have lots of refills here, but I don't have my case. So I'm wondering what I did with that. That tells you about how often I use tape runner, huh? All right, I should have some fast views somewhere. And I do. So this is going to be a one-shot deal. I'm going to use tape runner because I don't want any adhesive on to show on the foil. And if you get the slightest little bit of adhesive on foil, it shows and you can't get it off. Cross your fingers and pardon my head in the camera. There we go. I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to grab my old gluey scissors and chop off these two ends. Help if I chop them off straight. All right. No problem with that. Thank heavens. All right, now we can set that aside with our dragonfly. Let's have a look. He's still very, very shiny. We may have to hit him with the heat tool. All right, so now I need to go to a different stamp set. I'm going to pull this leaf image out, and we are going to stamp that. This block's got ink all over it. Looks a little better. So I need to get my foam mat because we are going to stamp with a block. So my plan is that this banner is going to go across the center of my card. All right, that's kind of my plan. So what I'm going to do is find a pencil, maybe, Maybe not. Heavens. All right. We'll do it another way. I will find a pen, and I'm happy with that being my center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this down and draw a line. I'm going to pop this back up to center. I'm going to raise it up, and I'm going to draw another line. So as you can see, my lines are going to be hidden underneath. That's just going to give me a guide as to where to stamp my leaves. And I'm going to stamp my leaves in Cinnamon Cider and Misty Moonlight. What? Has this girl lost her marbles? And I'm going to stamp this a couple of times on this paper because I have not used this stamp before and it is not seasoned. Whoops! Did you see that maneuver? All right. We're clean. We're attached. Now let's see if we can do this successfully with no halos. That is the plan. This stamp is a distinctive stamp, meaning that it is going to have detail in the stamp and light areas and dark areas. All right, so I got 5 of those going up. Now I'm going to try to offset them down here a little bit. I don't want it too matchy-matchy. All right, we're probably going to need more of those, but that's good for now. We're going to switch to the Misty Moonlight and see what this looks like. This could be a total wash. Oops, did you see what I just did? Hot mess. All right, here goes. See how I'm just angling the stamp a little bit in the opposite direction? And now we're going to go up here. All right. So let's just pull this back in. I think we need to overlap some of these leaves. So I'm going to go back into the Cinnamon Cider full strength and just stamp over the blue ones. This could be totally wrong. What I'm doing, I have no clue. This is just an idea that was in my head. Don't know if it's going to work out in the end. We may be throwing this piece of paper in the garbage. Halo, but see where it is? It's underneath. I was getting a little too happy. All right, now I'm going to go back in, raise these up a little higher. Oh, halo on that one. I felt it. onto this side. I might put a little bit more right here. I don't know if I'm going overboard or not, but we'll see in a minute. I like how that cinnamon cider matches so well with the copper. All right, I'm going to close up these ink pads. Bring in my card base and slide that under. Bring in my greeting. Look at that. Maybe I went a little bit much with the blue, but I'm okay with that. I truly am. All right, we're going to need a liner for the inside of this card. Let's do that now. And I'm just using basic white with my Tombow. Come on, work with me. There we go. All right. So on the inside, I'm just going to open this ink pad and I'm going to stamp one leaf in blue. I'm going to clean it and I'm going to stamp another leaf in the cinnamon cider. Isn't that nice? I love it. All right. The inside is decorated. This outside panel can definitely go on now. It's a really simple card, actually, when you think about it. Trying to match my margins as best I can. Now, this has to be cut down a little bit because it's a little bit too long. So we'll cut it off of this end. Let's see if I can get it right where I want it. Just give it a little bit of a haircut. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. So now I'm going to keep my Tombow to the inside edges because I don't want to get any of that on the foil. I have to make sure that I cover up my ink marks. And I just press that in place. So far, so good. All right, now we need to look at our Dragonfly. It is still extremely, and I'll say it again, extremely inky. So I think I might take, I'm looking for something in this drawer down here. I can find it. Clear, there we go. I have some clear embossing powder. I'm going to throw it on there, see if it will stick. And I am going to grab my heat tool. have to dry this anyway. If we can get a little shine out of it, why not? We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. See that? Because it didn't dry on the vellum, the ink just laid there. That embossing powder stuck. All right. I'm going to heat up my embossing tool. Put a cover on this before I have a hot mess. You got to be careful with vellum. You don't scorch it. Now that just took 2 seconds. And look how shimmery and shiny it is. Isn't that pretty? All right, now make sure it's not sticky. Let's see if we can punch it out without wrecking it. Sorry, I'm taking my time with this one. Oh, that punched out beautifully. That even surprised me. All right, so I have this beautiful glittery vellum butterfly, and I think I want to turn them over and try adding some color to the back. I think. All right, I'm going to try it. And I'm going to pull in the cinnamon cider and the light misty moonlight and see what I can do. This is light cinnamon cider. I just want to see what it looks like from the front side. I think I'm just going to do the whole thing in light cinnamon cider and see what it looks like. Worst case scenario, we don't like it. I think we need to go to the dark. I do. Actually, I'm going to use a brush tip. Make my job faster because I'm just filling in. And I'm hoping these markers are going to dry much better on the vellum than the ink did on the opposite side. I'm quite sure they will. All right, check that out. Now, if we wanted to, we could put that down on the copper. What do you think? On the copper or just alone? I'm going to flip this over and do this guy's body in the blue because I'm going to need some place to hide my adhesive. I think perhaps I'm going to leave it just as it is and find some glue dots. Where did I put them? And on this back side, I'm going to roll my glue dots so they're in a little taco tube shape, for lack of a better word. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Do you see that little tiny glue dot there? I just rolled it back on itself so it looks like a little wee tiny taco. And I'm going to hide it where the stamping is. All right. Something to that effect. And then we can just bend up his wing. Grab this one. Oh, that's pretty. Very pretty. Now, what have I got for embellishments, or do I even need embellishments? Oh, I know. The champagne rhinestones. Look at that. Beautiful. I know, I get excited about stupid things. All right. Let's put one here. One here. Oops. And one over here. There we have it, my friends. How cool is that? I love that. I will be making more of these in this color combination. That is the Misty Moonlight and the Cinnamon Cider. But I'm also going to try other color combinations. I think this would be beautiful with silver foil and regular rhinestones and different leaves. I'm liking this a lot. And yes, we can color on the back side of the vellum and it'll dry. And we can heat emboss with regular inks so we have a colored dragonfly. All right, that's it for tonight, my friends. Have a good night. See you soon. Bye-bye.